Guys, it's me, Ryan from Ryan Studios, and we just reached 100 subscribers. I am so pumped, guys, and this is my highly anticipated Hogwarts mock showcase, and now we're gonna go from here, the Hogwarts Express, all the way to over here, so we're gonna move like that, so I just can't explain the past 100 subscribers, which was like a year and a quarter ago. I started my YouTube channel, and I've never thought I would get 100 subscribers in under 2 years or so, and I finally got there, and I really appreciate it. I want to thank all of you who have subscribed, and I just have had a blast making YouTube. It's been a big part of me now, and yeah, let's get right into this. Over here we have the Hogwarts Express along with my platform 9 3/4, and I do have plans for this after I review this set, and yes, I did end up making a track for it just to keep it straight. So yeah, this is the Hogwarts Express. I did a live stream on it, which kept crashing when I got it for Christmas, and yeah, Tina Goldstein's there, and then Harry, Ron, Hermione, there will be many in this mock. Don't worry, it's not like they're separated out enough where it's not weird. And yeah, this is the Hogwarts Express train area. I will eventually maybe get to two base plates to have note of my desk on there. So this is the Forbidden Forest. As you see, we have Harry and Ron entering the Forbidden Forest, and there are many spiders and shrubs in the forest, and as you can kind of see, there's a kind of a view. As you can see over in the back, there is some mushrooms with Cornelius Fudge, who has the Sorcerer's Stone. And over near the lair of Aragog, there is another Harry and Ron. And many spiders and webs of spiders are there as well. I also have a rat in there, just, I had an extra rat and I just needed to put it somewhere. And you can see we have Aragog. I still have to film that review of the recording. About 10 minutes ago, I just wrapped the film review of my Quidditch field, and I just rearranged some stuff and added a couple things and for like 10 minutes. And over here we have the Whomping Willow with the Fort Anglia in it, and it looks really nice. I definitely want to change some of the colors of the Whomping Willow eventually, but that'll come in the next few months or so. And over here we just have a little patch of pumpkins and carrot, and there's a pumpkin that's about to grow. It's just still in the ground. And we also have a chicken with some gnome holes, and they were in the book at the Weasley's burrow, and I just thought it would be cool to include them over here, just as a little reference. And speaking of, we have Hagrid's hut, and this is before the Hagrid's hut set came out, and pictures still haven't been revealed. There has been a leaked one, but it was fake, because you could just tell it was the same design as the 2010 one. And yeah, I have Hagrid over here. I did live stream me building that, which is a very nice live stream. I had a really fun time, probably one of my favorite live streams that I did. Check it out in the live stream playlist. And we have Hagrid right here with his lamp and his broom and his umbrella, aka his disguised wand. And we also have a few trees over here, and with some flowers and another shrub leading up to the Quidditch field, which is the towers. There are 4 towers here, and just a little bleacher stand where people can stand. And I just basically removed everything and all the bases of everything and just added it there to make it look a lot nicer. Now there's a lot more room for you to put things on, which I really like. And Harry is also being chased by Lucian, who are both trying to get the snitch. And we also have Marcus Flint and Oliver Wood throwing things at each other, the quaffles. And we just have my Sig Fig over there in the corner, and Cedric Diggory, and then there's also a Snape over there. And over here in the third book, I know there's these stone kind of pillars that went up, so I have a little reference to that. I don't really like how it's pretty shadowy over here from this whole tower area, but anyways, we have Filch with his little lamp thing, and we also have his cat. And here we have the tower, which is removed into 3 different places. So in the base level, I just have the exit. There's nothing really inside of that at all. Maybe there's a couple fallen pieces, but nothing in there. It's just completely hollow. I wanted to put something in there, but I didn't have enough wall pieces to kind of and floor pieces at the time to finish out the bottom, and there's no way to really remove that or get into there, so I just thought not putting it there. So let's just talk about the rock work. Very straight up and simple. There's some slopes that are like placed on the side, and I just do have some burps in here, aka big ugly rock pieces, and over here we also have some shrubbery as well. And I also decked this out with cheese slopes. You can see there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's hundreds and hundreds of cheese slopes in this entire mock. There are lots of them. They're just such a common piece that I have a ton of them. So yeah, here is the Gryffindor common room area, which is not the best. Here's Dumbledore's office, and up in the top is Snape's potion room, and physically, Snape's potion room should be towards the bottom. It's just that I didn't feel, there was no other really good place to put it. So, yeah, it's also removable, so I'll get into that right now. Now, outside of the Gryffindor common room, you can see there is one window, and I have a couple masonry bricks out here to have some more detail and to kind of break the kind of tan, because you know tan after a while can get pretty boring. So, and I also have these slope pieces, or the curved corner pieces here to kind of make a half of a kind of tower. There's also an entrance to the Gryffindor common room and then there is here going in, and you can see it here. There's just a thing so you don't fall off, because you know it's not many. In Lego terms, not many feet down, but it's a big drop and you'll hit a rock. So yeah, there's stairs leading down with a few studs on it just to have a minifigure pose on it if you want to. And inside you can see that there is a couch with a book on it right here, and that is not into place because I just forgot to put it in place. And over here we have Hermione, who is gonna maybe exit this area. And we also have Jenny, who is leaving the dormitory. And there's also a chest right here with nothing in it. And then there's a couple letters on it over here. We have Susan Bones, even though she's in Hufflepuff, I just have her on there because there's not really any other place to put her. And over here, there's just a little table where you could write letters. And on the other side, there is just a candle. Over here, you can see there's 2 beds with a few suitcases and a little table with a candle on it. Over here, there's also another pillar to kind of have it not so that part of Dumbledore's office is leaning down this way. There is also stairs right here just to lead up to Dumbledore's office, and it's kind of like cut out over here so that number 1 it would save pieces, and number 2 so that there would be a way for you to get up. Because when I was making this mock, I perfectly planned it out how everything would work and where everything would go. So yeah, and back over here. Again, there is a stack of papers to make homework, maybe, or newspapers. Over here is a cage for Hedwig, and then there's another chest over here. And if I can remove this, a post that I used from one of the Harry Potter behind the scenes books that I had, and I looked at it through it just to kind of get the feel of Harry Potter. And there is a board or a post that has a bunch of papers on it that says notes from someone, or just notifications. So this one says is the newspaper, and it says the Daily Prophet, Harry and Dumbledore Lie, which is part of one of the printed pieces from one of the older sets that I didn't have. This says the DA meeting, or Dumbledore's Army meeting, 79. And this is HP, which Harry Potter. Right here is Dobby's lost sock. Over here it says Slug Club meeting tonight. On here it says Lost Toad contact Neville. And then this says SPEW, or spew, join now. This was a thing that Hermione set up in the books for the house elves that didn't have any place to go. Over here says Weasley's Wizard Wheezies contact Fred and George, or it says on their F and G. Over here it says Transfiguration canceled, and then Lost Charms book Ron. So yeah, I really tried to pack as many details as I could into this mock, and I think I did a very good job doing that. So now we're just going to go right back into what I was doing before. Now that the Gryffindor common room is done, we could go right into Dumbledore's office. So as you can see outside of it, there is some more masonry bricks, same kind of design. There's also a window right here, and then there's another window right here which is uses as a glass panel where you could see Dumbledore and part of his office, and Dumbledore's just looking out because basically generally what's behind me right now would be the lake of Hogwarts, which I can't really do because that'll be a lot. But yeah, so over here is some railing because as I said before, the stairs come up this way, and right here is a table with some letters on it that maybe Dumbledore sent or wrote. Over here is also another table with some potions on it, different colors. I tried keeping some more diverse colors within my potion selection. On top of this display case with the Sword of Gryffindor on it is a newspaper. Over here is the pensieve, which was seen in many 3 or 4 of the Harry Potter books, and it plays an important part in the plot. Over here is the brick-built fox from the Great Hall set, and over here is also another thing from the Great Hall set, which was the very much appreciated and loved sorting hat. Over here is just a stack of books, and right on here is a little picture of the Hogwarts crest, and then here's an archway where Harry can walk through, or anyone can walk through and to talk Dumbledore. I have a stool right here, and this table design was from the Doctor Strange set, the Sanctum Sanctorum from 2016. I was too lazy to come up with another table design, so I just used this. Over here we have Marlowe's ring that was one of the Horcruxes. Over here is also a letter, and it says the Codex Imperium, which was from the Doctor Strange set. Maybe it was a book Dumbledore was reading recently. Over here is also his big chair, and then there's a chest behind it with nothing in it, I believe. And there is also just a little candle right here to illuminate the area. So that, and then over here is nothing except wall. So now we're going to go right into Snape's office and potion room, which is probably one of my favorite parts in the castle. This is Snape's office and his classroom, and as you can see, I used a technique to kind of angle the roof, and I also have a kind of tower up here, and then another one over here, and then we just have a Dementor on this clear stand to have it lurk over Hogwarts. So now over here, at the top here, we have just some railing where someone can stand, even though if you stand there, technically your head's showing over that and it kind of looks weird. But anyways, we have a barrel right here with a torch, and over here we have a table with a candle and some cauldrons on it, and one of the cauldrons exploded. And then we have another little table over here with a ingredient, and then the potion itself in there. And then we have a big tub or cauldron over here, and then there's a little potion that's on the floor there. And then right here, there's Drake. If we move Draco Malfoy out of the way, we have another cauldron over here that has a can stir around if you want to. And then there's another candle over there. I do like how I have but many different colors to represent all the potion bottles and all of that. I really like how it's so colorful. It's probably the most colorful room in the entire castle, and it looks really great. Some have crystals on it to represent like the bottles you pull out, like a cork or almost, and then some just have a lid or whatever. And I really like how I did the potions. They look really great, and I love the way that I did them. And Now for Snape's office. As you can see, this is a 4x7 stud area. He has a little chair right here that is just basically made up of studs, and then the seats on top of it. And then the desk right here has a lamp, which is really cool. I don't know why they have this on top of it, but this is Lego's design, by the way. And then we have a quill over here. If he was going to write, if you want to write a letter or grade homework. And then over here is the Daily Prophet. That says The Boy Who Lived. And over here I just have a little thing, and there's just a couple crates back there, or barrels. There's nothing in them, but I just thought I would add them. So that is it for this part of the tower, and now we're just gonna go through we're gonna talk about the bridge and how everything kind of connects to each other, because I know I said something about that before. Something that I really have thought a lot about when I was making this castle is how minifigures would theoretically get around everywhere. So one of the things, so I'm just going to explain that. So if you wanted to exit or come into Hogwarts, of course you would have to go through here, and you just walk up over here, and you'd go through here, and then you'd go over and just you'd be at the hallway, and then you'd go up the stairs, and you'd be at the Great Hall or the tower here. If you wanted to get through the tower, you just went through up the stairs. And or you would come out over here, you'd cross this, you'd come up and all that stuff, and then if you wanted to, you'd go over that way. Kind of complex, but not really if you think about it a lot. So yeah, this is the bridge, this is the boathouse. I'm gonna go over the boathouse right now just because it's quick. So as you can see right here, we have I can't really pull it out, but we have a boat, and there's 2 oars in there. So that you could paddle, and obviously you drag this out to the shore, which is, there's base plates right here. Of course, there would be maybe like another base plate that comes out or 2, and then there'd be sand, and then there'd be the water. You just drag it out. So yeah, that's how the boat works. And then there would be a torch right here on a clip that is at the edge of this, so that it's illuminated area. You also have some rocks coming up here. And this is like extremely long. It's about 2 base plates long, or 2.5 base plates of rock work, basically this way. This is the second base plate in. It's 5x2 base plates, green base plates. Pretty soon it'd be 6x2. But yeah, so over here is just a tower, and there's actually something in here that is just to keep things. So if I kind of lift this up a little bit, there's a few wands in there. Because I have lots of spare wands from the sets, and if I just do this, there's a bunch of spare wands in there. And so this is the bridge, and this is one of the most defining features of my Hogwarts, and how it's a bit different, how the bridge works. So of course you have the bottom level, which I already kind of talked about. It's nothing simple or complicated. And you would see that there's steps that come up this way, and you just keep going, and then you'd get to the courtyard. And basically, Harry, Ron, and Hermione are just rushing up to fight Voldemort and his Death Eaters, just because I don't have anywhere to put my Death Eaters in Voldemort, even though I only have one Death Eater, Krista Malfoy and Voldemort. But yeah, so that's basically the bridge, and now for the courtyard. And this is the courtyard area, and this is one of my favorite parts of Hogwarts, just because I have the green color, and I know it's a light gray color, except the fact that I think green fits and works a lot better, because it's just, there's only 4 colors. There's the grays, there's tans, and then there's like the orangish color, and then now there's like a green. So it kind of makes it seem a bit brighter and more eye-popping instead of just gray. As you can see, there's one path that leads to the Great Hall, one path that leads to the West Tower. It's called the West Tower. It's not really the West Tower in terms of things, but it's the West Tower. So, and then we have a path that leads out to the bridge, and then there's one that leads over here, which there's just a path that runs along from here all the way to there, just so that people could look out if they really want to. And you're probably like, why is there a little gap right here, and there's not a stud right there? Well, I'll get into that in a little bit with how everything works and how you could access it. Over here we have the extended part of the clock tower, and in the set it was 2 studs, and now I had 4 studs just to make it look a bit more scaled, how everything is, because I based lots of this off of the UCS Hogwarts. So over here we also have another little tower, which I don't know why it's there. It's from the UCS Hogwarts as well. And then over here we have Harry and Ron scheming. Harry's looking at the Marauders map with Ron, and they're just figuring out what they're going to do for the day. And as you can see, we have an older Draco Malfoy under his Thrustrel, which is the 2008 version. He's just doing his daily bullying. And then we just have a student over here who's looking out this way at the wall. Very exciting. And then we have Professor McGonagall over here, who is just checking in on Harry and Ron, making sure they're not breaking the 100th rule, because they've only broken 99 of them. We have Seamus Finnegan over here, who is just chasing Ron's rat, because I don't know, Ron ordered him to chase his rat to find him, and he'll give him a couple snickles. And then we have a fountain over here, which has a few studs in that, which kind of poured out, but that's fine. And yeah, over here at this area, nothing much. There's just some rock, which is pretty flat. It's nothing much. I had to use a bunch of spare rock pieces. Over here we have Neville, my custom Neville, and then we have Professor Lupin over there, and then behind Professor Lupin is a knight, which there is no detailing back there or anything. I just have it there to make it look nice. And over here we have Filch's office, and there's nothing really in there. There's an owl on top of it, of course. There's also a hidden firework area where he puts all of Fred and George's confiscated fireworks. And over here there's a broom with a statue on a desk, and there's just a map of maybe Hogwarts or something under a letter and maybe some money. And then there's just a little stool right there that he can sit on. So that is Filch's office. It wasn't shown in any of the movies, but it was mentioned in 1 or 2 of the books. Now, the Great Hall is successfully removed over here, as you can see. And there's something special under here. So, here is my Chamber of Secrets, and there's nothing really in here other than the basilisk, and then there's just some water represented with black plates. I want to use trans blue, but I'm saving that for Kashyyyk if that ever happens. So then we have Tom Riddle's diary over there with the tooth, and then the basilisk is coming out. I was originally going to have a little statue that Harry could stand on when he's fighting the basilisk with the sword, but I forgot to add that. So yeah, that's it. And then over here is just blank wall. Oh, never mind. I do have this in here. It's just a little area where Harry could stand. And then back here, we have a giant bookshelf with a ladder that you could you can access it. And then there is a table, 2 tables over here with some stools or seats or whatever. There's a couple papers over there if students left their homework there accidentally. And then over here we have a statue with a toad on it, which was featured in the Great Hall set. I've just removed that. And then we have Dobby right over here, who's just chilling. And then right over here we have the, if I take this out, we have the trophy case, which I really love. It looks amazing to me. So at the top of it, it's gold, and then there are some window pieces used to kind of see it, and they're pretty dirty actually. They're kind of old. And then we have a few trophies in there. We have the Eye of Sauron as a kind of little reference or joke or whatever. And yeah, I might eventually do a tutorial on this event sometime in the future. But yeah, that's the trophy area. And then back over here is the mirror of Erised. So that's pretty cool. And that's basically from the set. And then we just have the wall here, and right behind the tower is just a couple wine glasses, beer bottles, or whatever, for the teachers. Susan, please don't kill me, or demonetize my video. I don't need that. I just said the word of a drink, of an adult drink. We're just gonna call these adult drinks for now. And then we have a chair over here, and just some railings so that students don't fall and kill themselves. And as you can kind of see, I have it just removed. I have a big plate over here. I don't know how I have this big tile, but yeah, it's very helpful. I use it for lots of things. Right now I have 3 of them used for a clone-based mock, which should come in the near future within the next month. So yeah, I just have that so I could easily slide it out, and then there's a few studs attaching this. It's extremely strong actually, and then yeah, it kind of splits out. And if I come over here, you can kind of see more of the thing. It's pretty complicated how it worked, but it took me like half an hour to figure it out, but it works, and I'm happy that it does. As you see, here is the clock, and then there's a couple spikes, and then I don't know why there's just a bunch of towers, little turret areas over here, and then you can kind of just see I just have these tech pieces as filler, just because I don't want to waste all my dark gray parts on something that won't be seen. So over here, on the top of the Great Hall, we just have these pieces that I basically just make my own kind of version. I didn't really change much of the set. Over here, we have the same technique tower that they used in the UCS set. I just kind of used their design and with my own pieces to make it look really well. And then we have an owl over here, and then just 3 other towers. And this part over here this is the 1.5 stud long by 2 piece, and it fits perfectly. So if I were to remove this, it wouldn't look that well and really great, and it won't really meet up with this. But when I added these pieces and put it right here, it looked really great, and I was really happy I had those pieces to do that. I also have a statue right here, just to represent some detail. And the doors over here, I added some tiles and some door handles on so that you can open and close the doors. And on the other side here, which I haven't been in a while, so excuse me if it's messy. So we have some ghosts over here, which are hanging from the candles, and I really like the look of this. Very, very similar from the Great Hall set. It's just the fact that I just added lots and lots of more food, which look really, really great. There was just not enough food in the Great Hall. There was like one thing on each table and then like 1 cup, so I just added a lot of things, and it looks really nice and decorated. And then what fell over that I removed over here is just the Triwizard cup, which I'm just going to put it in the hallway here because that doesn't matter. And then over here we have some brooms and some Quidditch brooms, sticks. So brooms and brooms over there just as a unit of storage. So yeah, I really like the Great Hall. I don't really see it often, so this is like the first time I've seen it in like maybe 5 months. I don't know, since it was whenever last time I modified it, which was like around this time after I filmed the set review. So very nice to see this again. So yeah, I'm just going to put everything back now, and we're going to go into the tower, and then I'm going to wrap up the final part of the Hogwarts is just this giant West Tower, and I really like this West Tower. It really stands out to me, and it's very different from the set. As you can see on the outside of it, it doesn't have that kind of slope that goes up here, and it has this extra wall that kind of leads out so that it fits perfectly with the Great Hall and the outside of the clock tower. The spiral stairs that move up into Professor Flitwick's office or classroom, and he's standing on this on a bunch of books, and there's a little table over here that has a map and the switch and flick piece that I really like. Over here is lavender brown at Professor Trelawney's class, and she's looking into the crystal ball. And then back there is a table with some teacups on there. And down here, I forgot to show, there's some pipes because how's the water gonna run in the school? And now I'm really wishing I included a girls' bathroom to have a custom troll go in. So up here is a place where you can write letters to people, and then an owlry area, And up here is 3 stands for owls to fit. And up here we have the towers. Technically, these would be Dumbledore's offices, but just the scale I'm working at wouldn't really fit very well. So I just have that, and then there's the older Dementor on it, which I will do a minifig Monday on in the near future with a comparison with the older Dementor, or the newer Dementor. So that is it for Hogwarts, and we're just gonna go wrap up the video now. Just really blown away how I've got in 100 subscribers in the past quarter, a year and a quarter of time. I thought this would take 2 years, or more. I don't know. I'm just so happy. I appreciate all of you and that have subscribed and followed me on my journey so far. Of course, it's not ending, and I'm going to keep continuing on YouTube as far as I know. And yeah, I'm just so happy. Maybe I'm kind of working to see maybe one Hogwarts update a year. I think that would be pretty nice. And yeah, wow, I'm just super blown away. Thank you all for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, join my Discord, comment down below anything you want, and I'll see you next video. Goodbye.